Lady LeLe back with another video. I'm bringing you office talk with Lady LeLe. Just want to first say happy Sweetest Day to everybody. I always tell people I haven't celebrated Sweetest Day since I was like in high school. So yeah, I feel like it wasn't no big deal about it this time. I went out to the stores and besides Jules, they was the only people saying anything about Sweetest Day. But I guess it's simmering down, whatever. Anyway, for those who do celebrate Sweetest Day, hope you had a happy and a blessed Sweetest Day. But the weather was lovely here in the Windy City. I'm still just amazed at how this fall weather been panning out. We still been wishy-washy with the boots and the coats and the jackets, I went out today. I didn't have a jacket on. I just had this little pullover shirt. And even in this little thing, I still got warm. So, but yeah, I mean, we just gonna take it for what it's worth and enjoy this weather as long as we can, shall we? Okay. Moving on into our office talk now. So, unfortunately, I have to start off with the condolences. You all know that Michael Knight from Project One Way passed away at the age of 39. At the time I read the article, it did not list the cause of his death, but you remember him. He got really known after being a contestant on Project One Way. He even was shown on the Housewives of Atlanta when he was helping Sheree Whitfield in the season 1 as she was trying to seek advice on how she could get Sheba Sheree off the ground. So it was definitely a loss for the fashion industry as well as the entertainment industry, and our prayers and condolences goes out to Michael Knight's family and friends. Also, 45 was in the news this week because you all know he had I guess it was some soldiers that passed away, and he told one of the widows of the soldier that sorry, but this is what he signed up for. So it was like, in other words, I took it like he pretty much was saying it was part of the job. He knew it could happen. And it's just like, are you kidding me? I mean, we have the most non-compassionate president ever. I mean, I don't know what Congress, the Supreme Courts, I don't know what y'all waiting on. Why is y'all letting this man stay here? Nothing is getting accomplished. It's just a big mess affair. And I keep saying this week after week. It's a mess affair. Get rid of him. Get out. Yes. The NBA season has officially kicked off, by the way. Not watching no games at the moment. I'll jump in and see some along the way. But the NBA season has officially have started. Yeah. So we shall see. As you know, Cleveland was trying to stack players and Oklahoma's trying to stack players. And, like the good teams trying to stack players to see who's going to win this championship this season for 2018. Moving right along. This past week, the wedding of the year went down as Gucci Mane and Keisha Cole had tied the knot, and BET was there to air the 1-hour wedding special. All the guests were required to wear white, and you seen 2 Chainz and his wife, and you seen Big Sean and Rollo and Kim Zolciak and her daughter, Diddy and his family. Monica was one of the guest attendees. Trina, the baddest, was in the wedding as one of the bridesmaids, and it was beautiful. It was stunning. Gucci Mane came out. I don't know who did them veneers or his teeth, but baby, them teeth was pearly white. The room was set up as a runway with crystals and flowers, and people were sitting as they watching the wedding part as they it was one-way style type of wedding. And I didn't know, I was skeptical about these music selections because Gucci Mane came out to Bruno Mars, Just Like I Like It. And then, they had John Legend and a compilation of other music, and the bride, who was beautiful, stunning, by the way. came out to pay the bill if only you knew. Now I know that's like a love song, but I'm like, ooh, I never thought about using that for an actual wedding. But hey, to each his own. Her dress was stunning. Her bouquet wasn't flowers. It was like crystals and diamonds and all that stuff. But her dress was amazing. She went with simple hair. She had a bun. She did natural makeup. And yeah, the wedding was officiated by, I think he's saying Tori Roberts, who's married to Sarah Jakes Roberts, and who is the son-in-law of T.D. Jakes. He officiated the wedding. He was, some people said he was actually kind of confused on what he was saying when he was talking about an inconvenience love. I think he could have worded it a little different, but I got the gist. I go to, people who go to church and know about the Bible and all that stuff. They got it. They understood it. And, so yeah, I got what he said, but a lot of people said they kind of, was like, they could have felt like he could have used better word usage in terms of the vows. But it was really nice. They didn't have any live singers. They really hyped this wedding up for it to be, that wedding was really, really short. For them to do all this hype for many months. And so the wedding episode is also going to be the kickoff to a 10 episode series of Gucci the Main Event. So what it's going to do now, starting on Tuesday, is going to take you back to the progression of getting this wedding together, how the people were asked to be in the wedding, and all the events and highlights that led up to the big event of 1017. Now, of course, with all the accolades, and a lot of people said, this is good because it's a, example of black love, there were some backlash. And a lot of people were saying that Keisha Colora has children. And apparently they were not at the wedding. They were not in the wedding, was not at the wedding. And some people said she is said to be that she abandoned her kids, and her kids is somewhere in Jamaica with family members or something. But that's, I think who called her out was the rapper Kaya. She does a webinar series called The Queen's Court. She called her out as to, where the kids at. So that's been lurking, that she hasn't been about her kids. Also, there's been talk on social media about, which you had stayed around, and waited on Gucci because he was in prison for 3 years. But a lot of people said what you failed to realize, when he left, he did leave her with $2 million. What she was known for doing is taking that $2 million and flipping it to make $6 million. But I have seen somewhere where they said $10 million. So they're trying to say that their love is real, uncut, and raw. And yeah, we'll get to learn more about all of this in these episodes to come. But hey, if they're in it to win it, God bless them, and I hope he continue to bless their union. So it is what it is. Hazel Lee was taking Hazel Lee caught some hell in the media as well due to some things she was saying about people being ugly, as well as bashing people in the gay and lesbian community. She said something that was off the wall, which I cannot recall by offhand or what she said, but I know people like a lot of people on YouTube, James Cardwell, Tiki44, I want to say Beautiful Soul Speaks. They all have took to their channels and talk about it. But apparently she badmouth, people, someone ugly and, bashing the gay and lesbian community. And then she comes back and try to do a whack apology. And she was simply saying that, without the gay and lesbian people, how can I stay fly? They do my hair, they do my makeup, they keep me on point. And yeah, it's just no boo. No boo, no boo, no boo. You just, you try to clean it up, but you smeared it. That's what it was. It was messy. You smeared it, you clean it up. So, yeah. Anyway, and they saying they wonder how that's gonna work for her future, shows and whatever with Love and Hip Hop franchise. So that's pretty much it in terms of the pop culture and what's today. So I just want to maybe take a little bit to say about story time. So today I went with some coworkers to a corn maze, and I never been to a corn maze before. Not growing up, really didn't do the pumpkin patch, apple orchard, and all that stuff that they take kids to. Never really got to experience that. And I'm all about these days trying to do, sometimes we get into the habit of doing the same old things, hanging out with the same people. And right now I'm all about doing different things. So I did two different things, which I'm going to highlight. I went to the corn maze, and then earlier towards the later part of this past week, I went speed day, so I'll share that next. But anyway, so I went to the corn maze, and they had, you go through the maze. They had a petting zoo. They had, they had a hay rides. They had the pumpkin patch rides, and you could do pony rides and tractor rides and all this stuff. And people was out there having birthday parties, and they had pulled pork and all that stuff for people to engage in. And then they had like little activities that kids could play in, and they had Legoland, their display. They, had for the adults, because some people came out there, like my group, none of us, everybody in the group don't have kids. Nobody has kids out the group. One of the ladies have stepchildren, but nobody has kids. So, but it was adults out there, so they had a bar and they had different things out there. But what made me think, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, and I'm not saying all people. I say white people really try to do things with their children. They really try to, do different events. They really try to, give their children experiences. And not saying were there black families out there? Yes. But we stood out. Was there Latino families out there? Yes. But they stood out. We were not the majority. And what I was just thinking that, they do things to keep their kids, off the streets and provide clean family fun and just give them different experiences. And I'm not saying this to say that black families don't. There's a lot of black families out there, Latino families, Asian families. They do the same, they try to, do different activities with their kids, make sure, they kept off the street and involved with different things. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm like a good chunk of, the majority, it's not a lot of us that's doing that type of stuff. So I go out there and I see that, and I come back to around the neighborhood I live and, where my parents live. And I was just thinking, like, some of these kids don't even get off the block. Some of these kids don't even get out the neighborhood. What they know is just the neighborhood. It's just where they live, school, maybe the mall in the area, the movies, and that's it. There are some kids that I have heard, some young kids tell me they never been downtown. They never been downtown Chicago. And it doesn't take long to get down to Chicago, downtown Chicago. You don't have to, if you don't want to drive, you can take the public transportation. CTA can get you downtown in less than an hour, less than 30 minutes. Depends on, if you took the bus and the train, you could get downtown in less than an hour. And there's people who, the kids, they never been downtown. I have heard people say they didn't get downtown till they was an adult. That's crazy. And I also think about how kids be out for the summer and they don't do nothing. They just rot for the entire summer. There's no summer vacations. There's no camps. It's just people like parents and I'm just speaking of what I'm around and what I have experienced in terms of the neighborhood. Some kids just be just around the block all day, every day. And it's just like there's so much more life out here that a lot of people don't know about. And it's just like, Because I was saying, like, if I ever had children, whenever I have children, I would take them to the corn maze like that. And, I might have a birthday party out there if their birthdays was the time. Or get like a truck, a bus or something, and just bus a few kids out there to experience something like that. If I had children. I mean, people say, well, Lisa, you can do that now. You don't have to be a mother to do that. And that's true. But it's just like, I feel like a lot of kids are doomed based on some of their parents' decisions. Multiple kids in the house, no father in the house, or just living in poverty. And it's just like they're succumbed to that just because that's what their parents, that's the environments their parents place them in. And I'm not saying people can help where they live at, because some people can't, but some people can. And it's just like, if you got 8 and 10 kids, why are you still having kids? Why are you having kids by no good people? Why are you subjecting yourself to make things harder on you? That was just a thought. That was just one thought. I was just looking at, and I'm like, once again, these kids just living life. No, they don't have to go home living in fear or worrying about what the next meal. Now, I can't say all these people out there was privileged, because the place is really cheap to go to, so it's not really expensive. But I'm just saying, it was just like, I just noticed that there's an investment in the youth to do different activities and have different experiences. So yeah, if I'm wrong, let me know if I'm wrong. If you agree, let me know. But that was just an observation that I was just witnessing today. So another thing I did this week, I went speed dating. Talking about a joke, y'all. A real joke. So I saw it advertised on Facebook for a speed dating event, and it said it was its 4th annual, and it's like some like, social conscious organization. It was their 4th annual. So I'm like, okay, since it's their 4th annual, that means they've been doing it for a couple of years. They know how to structure it, and I should go try it out. It was cheap. It was only $10. It was like, Thursday evening, a little after work thing. So I said, let me go try it out. So, I came home, got dressed. I said, okay, let me, spruce myself up, get my makeup on and go. So I got there. I was about 15 minutes late. It was nowhere near starting. You could tell there was quite a bit of women standing around. And there was a couple of guys there, but it either was like with a group of guys that was just simply watching the game, and then it was the girl, or guy who was with a girl that was eating, because it was a sports bar, dinner place, whatever. The event supposed to start at 7. They didn't start the speed dating process till 9 o'clock, because they claimed it was waiting for men. Let's just say no matches was made from anybody. There was not enough men. The men that was there didn't want to participate, because they was trying to make the men that was simply there to watch the game and eat wings. They was simply trying to, they was just there to partake in the sports. They wasn't really there to participate, but since there was a lack of men, they was trying to, get them to participate. So it was not good. The men really didn't, they didn't really rotate around. So it'll be times like me and this other young lady, we were sitting at tables and the men supposed to rotate to you. So there would be times where there was some rotations going and we had nobody to talk to. I did talk to a couple of guys, and then it was like just polite conversation. It wasn't even like, I think I might want to get to know you. I think we can connect. It was just like, oh, where do you work? What do you do? You like sports? Okay, what do you do? That's interesting. And then like one guy, I think I did have a small, nice conversation with, but he was like, you know what? I'm not really looking for a relationship. He was like, I'll accept a friendship. Maybe that can build to a relationship, but he was really young. And that was the thing. The ages was all over the place. I mean, they was young as they was young as 21, and it was old as 62. So there was no age range. So, and I'm talking to kids, old people, and I'm like, so apparently they was like, okay, that's it, it's over. So I thought you supposed to write down afterwards, like who you were interested in. And then the person, I thought the men write down who they was interested in. If you all have a match, y'all supposed to, connect or, be told the next day, you'll get the contact information. But yeah, it was a waste. So, I ordered me some wings, had a drink, and left because, it was a Thursday night. I had to go to work the next day. I was already tired. It's been a long week. But I think what it was, a lot of women were disappointed. I can tell you that a lot of women came. They had their best clothes on. They was done up. A lot of women are out here looking for love, y'all. A lot of women. And the guys just really don't care. Really don't care. A friend of mine said, you probably need to go on and go to one that costs a little more money. Because on the average, she said, really good ones cost anywhere from like $30 to $50. And I know it's this company that does it, and it costs way more than $10. And they offer like a drink ticket and some food, and they have like themes and age restrictions. So I was thinking about maybe checking that out, but that was crazy. It was just like guys laughing. They weren't dressed like nothing. Somebody had their pants off their butt. I'm looking at me and this one girl looking like, are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? And like one guy said, well, I'm just helping. I'm just, here to help rotate. And, they need some guys. And I could have sworn one man was married. I thought I seen a ring on his finger. He come talk to me after the rotating time was over, but I could have sworn he got a ring. He talking, do you come here? And I'm like, no, it's my first time here. He was talking about, so, well, if we could touch base, would you want to come back here? But I'm looking at his ring finger like, damn, ain't that a wedding ring? So, yeah. The saga continues, but I said I was going to try some different things, and this week I did 2 different activities. Fake speed dating and corn maze. So, yeah, I am, done with this video. So stay tuned for more videos. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Peace out.